here's the test plot, and here's an ear off of the corn plant. In order to pick this, we would pull this shucks back, and once we pull the shucks back, you can see the ear is exposed, and then typically the end breaks off like that. This right here would be shelled by the combine, and it would go into the combine. Once the corn is shelled off, it goes into the trucks, and it comes here to the ethanol plant. The corn plants in the row are usually about 6 inches between each plant. Okay, so the corn is about 6 inches between each plant. In between each row, so here's a row right here, and here's a row right here, they are 30 inches between each row. And as you can see in this plot here, they've had some wind damage. They've also had some coon and deer that have gotten in it. This summer was dry, and the weeds kind of took over. So normally this would all be standing. It'd all be tall enough. It'd be over our head when the combine goes through it. And when the combine goes through it, typically the combine breaks the stalk off all the way down to the ground when it takes the ear off. Here's our ear that we picked from your test plot here for the Watch Me Grow project. And when we pull these are the shucks around the ear of corn. Up here on top, you have these little tiny hairs. Each of these hairs goes down and connects and makes a kernel of corn on the cob throughout the summer. So the little hairs on top catch the pollen from the top of the plant, and then that pollinates the ear to make each of the kernel. Now on this particular cob right here, this one here, because it was dry this year and the plants were stressed out, it didn't even fill out the end of the ear. Here's one right here where some bugs or some coons attacked on that side. There's some kernels on this side. This particular one right here, it looks like a deer. It's got everything except for just the end of it. And then here's what a normal cob would look like with all the kernels in place and completely filled out. So we have quite a variation this year. And as you look at the plot also, the corn fell down this year, and there was also some weeds that took over. Some of that had to do with weather. Some of that had to do with either coons or deer as well. We picked this corn and we shelled off all the kernels and put it into a bucket like this. This is a 5-gallon bucket. If we filled up 2 buckets about 3/4 full, that would add up to be about 56 pounds. And 56 pounds of shelled corn equals 1 bushel. And then behind us here we see semis that are coming in, and a typical semi will hold about 1,000 bushel of corn. So today I looked up, and on POET's website they had 1 bushel of corn will generally bring $3.80. So a semi that's coming in that has nearly 1,000 bushel will be worth about $3,800. And then it goes in and they store it in the grain bins, and the price may vary throughout the year what it is per bushel once they dry it down.